I'm a bad motherfucker.
All right, so there have been a wave of protests on college campuses across the country, and unfortunately, a lot of these students have been getting a real education. Maybe not the one they expected. They've been getting a real education about what happens if you actually threaten power. And in a lot of ways, this proves a lot of what a lot of people have been saying, ourselves included, that you could say whatever you want about identity. It's no threat to power. That's why they let you talk about it. That's why they let you talk about it. You can run around with all the rainbow flags you want. They don't care. They love that. They love that. But as soon as you start threatening the military-industrial complex, now you got a problem. This is Russell Dobular sitting in for Jimmy, who is performing in El Paso, Texas tonight. And I am joined by my associate, Keaton Weiss.
Hello, everybody.
All right, so Atlanta police violently attacked the Gaza protest encampment at Emory University within hours after it was set up. Cops tear gas, shot rubber bullets, arrested several students and faculty, and brutally tased a detained student. This is from Hotspot. They put together a video of what was going on there, and it almost defies belief.
Get on the ground! Get back! Get back! Back up. Disperse! 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 Back up! Back up! Back up! Cut the ball edge of this party. Back up!
Welcome to America. They just arrived. It's like they just got off the ship. Here you go. Here's America.
We're with CNN. We're with CNN.
Go that way.
We're with CNN.
Move.
We're with CNN.
Move that way.
These dickless thug cops with these guns. Look at those guns.
Why are they even allowed to be armed like that in a situation like this? That's what happened at Kent State. You had some nervous National Guardsmen started shooting.
Yep. 4 dead in Ohio.
Yep. 4 dead. Yeah. See, I should have gone back to the lyric. How could I not know?
Oh, well, there were
Before
more
I
than
said
4.
I thought it was 7.
Well, there are more than 4. Well, I thought you were talking about how many were shot, because there were some who were shot that weren't killed. I think 9 altogether were shot, and 4 of them died.
But of course.
That's what I think.
10 soldiers and Nixon coming.
Yeah. That song would be really relevant now if Neil Young didn't make such a douchebag of himself.
I swear to God, I was thinking
like
of that.
That song would be everywhere
like
now.
you can't use it because he's such a douche.
Right.
Cops.
But it's a great song. I mean, that's a killer song. And,
it is.
Yeah, I mean, that would be everywhere now.
Yep. The anniversary is like the 4th or the 5th, I think, of May. It's coming up this week. Cops tase students in violent arrests at Emory. As college students demand divestment from Israel and protest other causes around the country this week, police crackdowns sanctioned by university administrations have followed in quick succession. In the latest dramatic example, the Georgia State Patrol, Atlanta Police Department, and Emory Police Department officers broke up a pro-Palestine tent encampment at Emory University in Atlanta on Thursday, hours after students set it up on the school's main quad. So this wasn't even a Columbia situation. Went on for a couple weeks, right? Before they called in the cops. Hours they called in the National Guard. Videos show police bringing students to the ground to detain them. Students who were also protesting the university's involvement in a police training facility known as Cop City alleged that police used tear gas to disperse the crowd. One clip shows police tasing a student who was already handcuffed and on the ground. So we have that clip, again from Hotspot. So you see the cop on the left there. He's holding the taser, so watch. That's not excessive force at all. Not excessive force. A bound teenager on the ground. You need to tase him. The violence is the point. Among those arrested was the chair of Emory's philosophy department. Authorities have not yet released the number of students arrested. Okay, so this is incredible. This is incredible. And you can see what shock she's in, because an economics professor, and let's face it, a woman of her class and status and probable background, has never been treated like this by the cops. She has no concept of what's happening to her. So watch.
That's a big man.
Oh my God! Give me some cops! Hit that to the head! Just to my head! On the concrete! Oh my God! Oh my God! You people are fascists! You are Hitler! You are rabid dogs! Shame on you! May you never live another day! I am a professor! This is an Emory professor, everyone! I am a professor of economics! You are rabid dogs! You are fascists!
It was a peaceful protest until they started fighting troopers. I agree with you.
Alien! I reacted impulsively. I apologize.
No, you're right. It's right to rebel. I'm gonna share this.
Please remove the handcuffs.
I'm a professor of economics. I tell my students this only happens under communism. Get off me. Get off me. This isn't supposed to happen in a market economy.
But hey.
You have freedom in a market economy. Get off me. What are you doing?
but hey.
You're fucking up my lecture.
This is what's supposed to happen if Trump gets elected. Why isn't Joe Biden coming out and saying this is wrong? Students have a right to protest. Why instead is Joe Biden fanning the flames of this by accepting the premise that these protests are by definition anti-Semitic? And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this wouldn't happen under Trump. It certainly would. I'm just saying the argument that you have to vote for Joe Biden so that this doesn't happen, well, it's happening. So that's not much of an argument.
Yes. And if this happened under Trump, this would be linked to Donald Trump.
Of course.
The message from the media will be, this is what happens when you don't vote for Hillary, right? That's what they'd be saying. Because, and I know this because I tweeted something to the effect of, you know, a sarcastic tweet is, you have to vote for Biden to protect democracy, with, I believe the first video you showed was embedded in that tweet. And I actually had a couple of people respond, well, this is in Georgia, which is a Republican state. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. Like, if this happened under Donald Trump in a blue state, you'd blame it on Donald Trump. You wouldn't blame it on the blue state governor, right? I mean, it's the most obvious thing in the world.
Of course you would. And the New York cops are a little more used to being sued for excessive force, so they're not going to tend to go as far as these geniuses went. You know, the other day we did a segment about Tennessee school teachers being allowed to carry guns, and people were like, why shouldn't they be allowed? Some people, why shouldn't they be allowed to carry guns? These guys shouldn't even be allowed to carry guns.
The cops shouldn't be allowed to carry guns. Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, teachers. Teachers are more qualified than these fucking numbnuts. Yeah. Okay, so punchline. Carolyn Folan, the Emory professor of economics, seen on video being thrown to the ground and handcuffed by an Emory police officer for expressing concern at the violent arrest of a protester on campus, was jailed for 11 hours and charged with battery against a police officer. She was charged with assaulting the police officer. You want to talk about fascism? That's fascism.
Wow, that's amazing.
Since Columbia, it's all on video. How do you charge her with that? Yeah, that woman. She's from the muscle end of the family. She went and took a swing at a cop.
That's why we say, there's all these speech restrictions happening in countries without codified First Amendments. Even in a country like ours with a codified First Amendment, apparently that only protects you at the margins, right?
Right. Yes.
Even that they can just run right through if they want to.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well. This is what I keep saying. When you go, when we went and did the intervention with Rachel Maddow, Jose was telling me what the law is. They'll follow that when shit's not tense, when there's not a political situation going on. So at the time we did that, it was only a couple weeks after October 7th. I am almost positive they'd arrest us now. I'm almost positive. I could be wrong. But
I think you're right. And
if the judge dismisses it on free speech grounds, that happened in Texas. We're going to do a story about the crackdown in Texas. They didn't get charged. But if you've ever been to jail, man, it's not fun. It's very inconvenient. So at the very least, the cop has that discretion of I'm going to give you a really bad weekend. I'm going to give you a really bad 2 or 3 days. Right?
Yes,
and they
when
will
you're afraid
if
of
they
that,
feel
you're not
like
inclined to do it, right?
What's up?
When you fear that, you're less inclined to actually do it.
That's what this is about. That's what this is about.
You self-censor.
They didn't charge them in Texas, but they gave them a really bad time.
Right.
Since Columbia University President Manoush Shafik allowed the NYPD onto campus last week to arrest students at the school's Gaza Solidarity encampment, other similar encampments have cropped up on many campuses, and arrests have followed. Elsewhere in Manhattan, 120 NYU demonstrators were detained this week. In Boston, over 100 students were arrested at Emerson College early on Thursday morning, and all classes have been canceled for the day. At the University of Southern California, police arrested close to 100 students. On Thursday, the school canceled its commencement ceremony. And at the University of Texas at Austin, over 50 protesters and a photographer for the local Fox affiliate were arrested on Wednesday by state police on horseback and in riot gear, only for the demonstration to grow considerably the next day. Good for you, kids. With the end of the school year approaching, the momentum appears to be picking up with protests at dozens of campuses across the country. So we're gonna take a break, and we're gonna take a look at the goings on at the University of Texas, which are every bit as brutal, if not more so, as what happened at Emory. Anything, Keaton?
No, I think we covered that pretty good. Let's get to UT.
All right, to you, Misha.
Isn't it swell? The memes make themselves. They found a rabbi hole, tunnels and all. There's Jews in the walls. Isn't it bliss? The rabbinical grace soiling the mattresses. Well, let me tell you. If I were Rabbi Shmuley and diddle 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 digga digga diddle diddle dum, all day long I'd diddle little bums. If I were a Shmuley man, I'd peddle all my dildos, dreidel dildos, selling dildos with my daughter and her mum. If I were a Jewish Shmuley man, I'd be digging with a dildo in my bum. I'd wear a grotesque nose and go grab some goyim right on the nipple with a pinch. A Shabbos lap dance brace for the youngest mensch.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you hate shitty coffee? I, for one, really hate shitty coffee, which is why I'm excited to introduce to you a company that's revolting against shitty coffee, and it's called the 1775 Coffee Company. Now, I haven't had it yet because I only drink decaf. Steph has had it. Steph, how do you like it?
I really like it. You know what? I have a French press, and so I've been using my French press and totally enjoying it. It's delicious. It's smooth. It's smooth.
So 1775, the world in 1775, the world awakened to a new era. And now it's 1775 Coffee Company is bringing you a coffee that embodies that revolutionary spirit. Crafted with passion and precision, our beans are ethically and exclusively sourced from the finest coffee beans farms of Bolivia. Didn't know that. 1775 Coffee Company's farm-to-cup journey ensures the highest quality of authenticity and sustainability from start to finish. With each sip, your palate will recognize and appreciate the dedication and passion that goes into crafting this single-sourced brew. 1775 Coffee Company takes pride in offering customers a truly exceptional coffee experience with their premium coffee collection. But their dedication to this revolution extends beyond the realm of taste. Safeguarding freedom of speech is critical right now, which is why 1775 Coffee Company has joined forces with Rumble in defense of one of our most fundamental rights, freedom of speech. Coffee that's sure to awaken all your senses, including the sense of freedom. So choose 1775 Coffee by going to 1775coffee.com/litter. That's LITTER, and use the code LITTER for 10% off the checkout on your first order. 1775 Coffee, brewed to perfection, crafted with revolution.